Michelle, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, first few classes, you're like, holy crap, I'm going to try to do this. I promise everybody in this room can do this no matter what your abilities or skill levels are. Cool? Yes? So we all are making a pact right now. We're going to see it through, right? 10 weeks? Yes, I see a couple yeses. Let me see yeses around the room. Okay, let's get this thing started. Don't worry about those papers quite yet. We will get there in a second. I'm going to do my best with this technology thing. No promises that it'll work out the entire time now. So kind of my goal today is to get you to understand what direct macros are. That's what we'll be using for the nutrition side of things, is we'll be counting direct macros. I see all of you scrunching your face up. Okay, I got you. We're going to talk about it here in a second. I'm going to teach you how to make a meal plan with whatever your macros numbers are. Everybody's macro number is going to be different in this room. So I'm going to teach you how to make a meal plan with whatever your specific numbers are. And then I want you to obviously leave 100% confident. If you're not confident by the end of it, grab me afterwards and be like, Sarah, you really suck in your presentation. Just kidding, don't say that. I will help you figure it out one-on-one if we need to do that. We can certainly schedule a time together. There we go. So we're going to focus on fat loss, not necessarily weight loss. The scale doesn't always tell the entire story. So we'll go over this in a second, but you guys are going to be taking before and after pictures. We also have a fancy scanner machine in the back there. If you haven't done it yet, make sure and schedule a time. We found a link where you can schedule a time to do that. That's going to show your body fat difference, which is really what we're focused on. Because again, scale doesn't always tell the whole story. Case in point, oh my gosh, this is Dina. Dina did the same kind of 10-week challenge. We used the same methods with her, so macro counting. She came to boot camp at least 3 times a week and made a pretty dang big change, right? That's a huge difference, huh? Any guesses on how much weight she lost? Oh my gosh, you read the thing, you don't count. I'm just kidding. No, if you haven't read the thing or watched the video so far, does anybody have a guess as to how much she lost?
What was it, like 30?
40 pounds? 30? 35? Anybody else? 20? She lost 6 pounds.
Oh, really?
She lost 6 pounds. The scale doesn't always tell the whole story, right? We're all in here to change our body composition. Everybody wants to look better naked, right? Raise your hand if you want to look better naked. I want to look better naked, right? Hey, we can always look better naked. Just because you lost 20 pounds doesn't mean you look better naked. We'll just leave it at that. So don't get discouraged if you don't see the scale completely plummeting like you want it to. That's why we're going to use all these different methods of kind of measuring your progress. 6 pounds of fat versus 6 pounds of muscle. We will do resistance training in here. You will be picking up weights. You will be building muscle. Not only for the fact that that improves your body composition, but it's also going to improve your life as you get older. So it's going to make things a lot easier as you age. All right, again, be on the scale. Take your pictures. So I'm going to have you guys on your own. So this is going to be on you. Take some pictures at home. This is an example. This is all on the website that we sent out to you guys. You want a front picture, a side picture, and a back picture. Bra and underwear is fine. A bathing suit's fine. Shorts and bras fine. Please don't send me naked pictures. That's a laugh. We'll do it. If you want to take them for yourself, I think that's fantastic, but let's keep those to yourself. If you're losing inches, you are definitely losing fat. We call things non-scale victories, so there's lots of those: losing inches, losing body fat, improving in the gym. Maybe you come in here, and who's done a burpee? Anybody? Okay, we all know what a burpee is. Maybe you can barely do 5 without feeling like you're going to have an asthma attack. Well, maybe in a month, you can do 10. And you're like, huh, that wasn't so bad. That's another non-scale victory. All right, let's hop into the nutrition side of things. So we're going to start with macronutrients. So our macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbohydrates and proteins have 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9 calories per gram. So that's just kind of general knowledge for you. You're not going to necessarily need that for this challenge, but just so you know, that's why those really delicious fried things are so quote unquote fattening, because they have a lot of fat in them, so they have a lot of calories. So that like fried Twinkie that's like this big, and you're like, this shouldn't have 5,000 calories in it, that's the reason why, because fat does hold a little bit more caloric value. All right, so we're gonna count direct macros. So whatever food you're eating, we're gonna count whichever macronutrient is the biggest in that food. So for example, peanut butter. You see it has 16 grams of fat, and then 7 grams of protein and 7 grams of carbs. So we're only gonna count the fat, because that's the larger number, right? It has more fat than it does protein and carbs. Here's another example, steak. 8 grams of protein in 1 ounce, whereas there's 2 to 3 grams of fat in 1 ounce. So that protein number is a heck of a lot larger, right? So we're gonna be counting the protein. That would go towards your protein number for the day. And then last example is a carb number, quinoa. There's 42 grams of carbs in a cup, and there's about 10 grams of protein. So the carb number really outweighs the protein. Following so far? I'm gonna think that's yes. All right, so we have calculated literally everything for you. So you guys were sent out a link to a website that has all this amount of information, right? We've done it all for you. On that website, there is a food list that breaks down the quote-unquote approved foods for this challenge. I think there's a slide about this in a minute, but if you want to eat something off the approved food list, please do not email me or text message me and ask my permission. Right? It is totally okay. You can eat something that's not necessarily on the food list. It might affect your results, so that's on you. But if you are craving ice cream, right? Okay, have the ice cream, but it's going to be on you to calculate every single macronutrient in that ice cream. So you would have to take away in a cup of ice cream, if it's 50 grams of carbs, dice that from your number for the day. That's 50 less grams you get to eat throughout the day. 10 grams of protein, dice that from your number for the day. 10 grams of fat, dice that number from the day. So that's going to be on you to figure that out. So you are more than welcome to eat foods off the list, but it is going to be a lot more work for you if you do. So here's the list. So we're going to find the food that we want to eat for that meal. We're going to kind of come down here. So we're choosing nut butter here, right? You're going to scroll over. There is 8 grams of fat in 1 tablespoon. Say for that meal, you are allotted 16 grams of fat. How much peanut butter would you eat? 2 tablespoons. Exactly, right? We've broken it down for you. I told you guys the technology might not work all the time. Oh, we're going back. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here's a protein example. So we kind of gone down and we've circled the steak section. So if you wanted to have steak for dinner tonight, you're going to find what kind of steak you got. So let's just use the example bottom round. That's the top steak. You're going to go over to that first column. It says protein at the top. There's 9 grams of protein and 1 ounce of steak. You need 18 grams of protein. How many ounces of steak would you have? 2. Exactly. Pop it on a food scale. You're going to need a food scale. For this, you can buy them at Walmart, grocery store, Amazon. They're $10. Super cheap. Pop it on the food scale. Put it on your plate. We are going to do meat. Just go ahead and weigh it first. Just for the ease of thing. That way, if you want to prepare things in bulk, it makes it really easy for you when you want to go and measure out your meals. Here's a carbohydrate example. So we're going to go down to whatever carb source we want to use. So we're picking quinoa again. There's 43 grams of carbs in 1 cup of quinoa. So take your carb number for that meal. Figure out how many cups of quinoa you would eat.
I know you can leave like a little bit tomorrow.
So give me advice when it says everybody.
You'll get better.
You just dive on it.
On your macro.
Me too, thank you.
If you have, like, are you saying if your macro number has
0.9.
8.9 grams of fat?
No. So when you scroll over and it says how much would you have to eat to get this many?
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there. I thought you were talking about on your actual macro number. There are a few foods where we're going to count 2 of the macros. Again, this is all on the list for you, so you don't have to remember this. But something like cheese. Cheese has a good amount of fat and a good amount of protein in it. So we're going to want to count both of those numbers. So if you have, 20 grams of protein and 10 grams of fat for that meal, here we have cheese. There's 7 grams of protein. knock that off. So then you have 13 more grams of protein to fill, right? And then there's 9 grams of fat, knock that off. That puts you at 1 gram of fat. I would just go ahead and call that your allotment for fat if you had 10 grams for that meal. So again, this is all listed, so these are just the very few foods where we're going to utilize 2 different macros. Make sense? Yes, awesome. You guys are awesome. Free foods. There is a list as well of free foods. Most of these are looking like leafy green vegetables. Go nuts. At the end of your meal, if you are still hungry, great. Fill up a plate of veggies and have at it. Through the challenge, I want you guys to get at minimum 6 servings of veggies a day, so that means 6 cups. But if you need more, by all means, please, I want you to eat as many vegetables as you can put into your stomach. I don't want you guys to be hungry. So if you're feeling hungry, bulk that meal up a little bit with some veggies. Not drowning in butter. Make sure you do use the food list. I'm sure some of you have utilized things like MyFitnessPal or other apps before. Those apps are great, but they count indirect macros. So if you're eating quinoa, it's going to take away the protein, the carb, and the fat from your numbers for the day. We're just counting on the direct macros. So for now, let's just forget about those apps. If you're interested in learning how to do that, post-challenge, we can certainly talk about that. I already said this, stick to the list best you can. If you want to eat something off the list, just make sure you count all of those macros. There are going to be different phases of this challenge. Obviously, the further along we go, the less calories you're going to get. If you still continue to lose weight on phase 1, I'm going to keep you on phase 1 through the duration of the challenge. Don't want you guys to move on if you're making progress. We want to keep you guys at as high as calories possible if you're still getting progress, right? So the goal is not to starve you guys, right? We want this to be like a sustainable life change, not just like a quick fix diet. This is kind of an overview of what your macros will look like. Some of you have gotten your macros. I know I still have to send a few out to some of you. I will give this to you by tomorrow, I promise. And if you haven't sent me your initial eval, be sure to send that to me ASAP so I can get you these. So this is just a glance, so it's an example of Matt's macros. So his phase 1, you can choose 4 meals, 5 meals, or 6 meals a day. That's up to you. Does not matter, whatever works for your lifestyle. You can change it from day to day if that doesn't confuse you. That would personally confuse me if I eat 4 meals one day and 6 meals the next. But if it works for you, great. I'm just concerned about you getting the calories in. If you have a really busy day at work and you miss lunch, you can combine 2 meals. So you can combine like your meal, you're doing 4 meals, you can combine meal 3 and 4 for dinner if you missed a meal, because I want you to get all the calories in. So no skipping out on food. Cool? That's a good thing to hear, right? When you're about to go through a diet. No skipping food. Level 1. We're all starting out on level 1. You all get 1 free meal a week. Don't go nuts. Decide what's worth it to you. If I love wine. Wine is my free item, right? Don't drink a whole bottle at a time. Drink like a glass, maybe 2. I could drink a whole bottle, but I don't, right? Especially if I'm really trying to lose fat at that point in time. Decide what's worth it and have that item, right? Again, it can affect your progress. If you go out to dinner on Saturday night and it's very easy to go to a restaurant and consume over 2,000 calories. Easy day. Don't let it ruin your progress. Level 2, we'll go to a free meal every 2 weeks. So this is kind of just when your progress stalls. We'll say, okay, we're gonna bump you to level 2. Let's cut out some of those free items. It's only for 10 weeks. We can do anything for 10 weeks, right? Just to kind of get you guys where you're looking to go. All right, we're gonna go over how to make a meal plan. Planning is key here. Plan in advance. If you plan your meals the day before, you will be successful. If you try to do it 5 minutes before, I don't know, maybe. So you're gonna go to the list and you're gonna circle the foods that you want to eat for that meal first. So you're sitting down planning out breakfast for the next day, pull out your list, decide what you're gonna have for breakfast, and go ahead and just circle those foods. Decide how many meals you're gonna eat for the next day, right? That's important in planning. You need to know if the example we're gonna use. We'll eat our carb meals before and after your workout. So think about it as a sandwich, right? Because carbs, get it? Sandwiches have carbs, bread? Yeah? Okay, not funny? All right, great. So you're gonna eat your first carb meal 90 minutes or so before your workout, whatever your stomach can handle. If you need to do it a little bit further before, great. Those of you coming at 5:30 a.m., don't worry, I'm getting to you. The second carb meal is super important. Try to eat that within an hour or two at the most after your workout. Our body absorbs and utilizes carbs really well after we've exercised, so that's a great time to take advantage of that. All right, now time to tackle that third step. We'll determine the portion sizes. There's a meal planning worksheet. Go ahead and write at the top of your meal planning worksheet how many grams of carbs, protein, and fat you get per meal. That way, as you're deciding, it's really, really easy to go through it. All right, we're gonna start with chicken. So you're gonna have chicken for dinner tomorrow night. You're gonna find it on the list. I think it circles it, yep. And then you are going to, you have 43 grams of protein. I'm sorry, we're using Matt's example. We have 43 grams of protein for that meal. I am going to scroll across the top, the yellow, and I'm going to find 43. So 43 falls kind of in between that 42 and 44 section. That's okay. Just let it fall there. So we're going to circle 43. Then we're going to scroll across chicken here. So 1 ounce is the measurement we're using. We're going to scroll over till we find 43. That falls between 5.3 and 5.5. So what would that number be? You would eat 5.4 ounces of chicken. That would get you your 43 grams of protein. Your number might not be 43, so don't use that number. Use the number that's on the macro sheet that I have sent you, or I will send over to you. Make sense so far? Awesome.
Are the measurements after cooking or before cooking?
After. Just for the
After,
ease
okay.
of things. That way, like, I personally would not eat if I didn't meal prep. I cook all my food on Sunday. That way I can just plop it on a food scale and then it's easy throughout the week. That way if you guys choose to do that, you can, and it makes it nice and easy.
Okay. And how are you getting that macro number for each of us based on height and weight?
Based on age, height, weight, any medical conditions that you have, dieting history. That's why we send over that initial evaluation, so that we can get you a pretty accurate number. All right, let's do another one for practice. We're gonna do steaks. We're gonna do another protein example. We're still using that 43 grams of protein per meal. I don't know what just happened. Okay, here we go. Steak. So I'm scrolling across the top and finding 43 a gram because my grams of protein is 43. I'm gonna go over. It falls between 4.7 and 4.9. Again, my measurement is in ounces, so 1 ounce. So that would put me at 4.8 ounces, right? Easy peasy, yeah? All done up for you. It's just taking the time to plan. That's all this challenge is taking the time to plan. All right, so this is what your meal planning worksheet looks like. So we chose chicken for a protein. I'm gonna write chicken there. That way I know I get to that meal and I'm like, okay, I'm having chicken at this meal. I'm doing 4 meals a day, so I wrote my macro numbers up at the top, so that way it's nice and easy. 5.4 ounces, remember we did that example, we scrolled over, we found that 43 grams, we decided that it was 5.4 ounces, I'm gonna write that right beside chicken. That way I get to the meal, I don't have to think, right? I just put chicken on the scale, it's 5.4 ounces, I put it on my plate, and I eat it, and I'm done. Here's an example of if you wrote out an entire meal. So at the top, you get 43 grams of protein, that comes from our chicken. You get 45 grams of carbs, that came from the sweet potatoes. We did the same thing we did with the chicken. We went to the carb section of our sheet, we scrolled over until we found that 45 grams of carbs and decided how many ounces of sweet potato that would be. And then for that green that we're gonna eat at every meal, they chose asparagus, right? So some meals will not have fat. This is an example of a non-fat meal. So we just, not applicable, right? We just skipped over the fat for that one. Making sense still? You guys are great. Just an example of if you planned out an entire day, kind of what that would look like, kind of and then the carb meals being at the bottom. 5:30 a.m.ers. You do not have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and eat food. Yes. If you are going to be a bright early bird and you don't want to get up early enough, that's okay. Eat your carb meal at night before. Yeah, exactly. So for dinner, the night before you're going to work out, have that carb meal before you go to bed. Your last meal of the day is going to have the carbohydrates in it. No, eating carbs at night will not make you fat. No, eating at 9 o'clock at night will not make you fat. Calories cannot tell time. Yes? Yes. Okay, so we've just busted that myth. So have that carb meal before you go to sleep. It actually will help you to sleep better. So eating carbs before bed actually helps you reach a deeper state of sleep quicker. Make sense? Awesome. All right, challenge rules. We've already talked about how we're just counting direct macros only. Carbs, we've talked about sandwiching them. On days that you don't work out at all, have both of your carb meals as your last 2 meals of the day. So just push those carb meals back to the evening. So if you're taking a rest day, that's kind of your plan of action there. Make sure you include variety of food, both protein, carb, and fat. Try not to fall into the same, I'm going to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli at every meal. It's really important to eat a variety of food because all food has different nutrients. Vegetables, we've already talked about that. Go nuts on the veggies. Protein shakes, that's a great option for if you're a on-the-go person and you have a hard time getting meals in. Try to limit them though. Don't fall into, I'm going to have a protein shake for every meal. Food is important. It provides our body with a lot of nourishment and nutrients that we need. I would say no more than 1 meal a day for protein shakes. The challenge does a little bit more, but if you can manage to keep it to 1, I think that's a really, really good plan. Water. At the very minimum, half of your body weight in ounces every day. Yes, you can do it. No, you not pee all day, I promise.
Not after the first week. We want our chance to do that.
Yes, you can do it. I promise you can do it. We're just gonna leave it there. Stick to the food list, we already talked about that. Limit dairy. Dairy is by no means bad for you. You can certainly consume dairy. It's just really easy to overdo. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I could sit at the cheese tray and just like go nuts, right? So try to limit it to like 1 or 2 servings at most a day. And if it upsets your stomach, just stay away from it, right? So yes, it's really good for you. There's benefits, but if it doesn't sit well with you, it's not worth it. Plan to succeed. I already kind of touched on that. If you plan, you'll be successful. If you don't, I don't know. Supplements. There's lots of supplements out there. Who's ever tried like one of those like crazy fat burning supplements? Did it work?
No.
Probably not, right? So there are some really great supplements out there. Not everybody needs every supplement, so your needs might vary just depending on your lifestyle and diet. 2 supplements that I would recommend to pretty much everybody: fish oil and a multivitamin. So fish oil is really, really great for us for anti-inflammatory reasons, unless you're eating seafood a couple times a day. If you eat a lot of fish and seafood, which most people don't, then you might not need it. So I would say most people do need fish oil, and then multivitamin obviously provides us with the deficits. Not everybody gets enough of every vitamin that we need. Protein, kind of touched on it. It's a great meal replacement if you need it, if you're on the go. We have a couple options. Whey protein that does have dairy in it, so if dairy doesn't sit well with you, then vegan or whey protein's not the way to go. The vegan protein probably would be. If you're not vegan, you can still drink vegan protein. It's gonna be okay. And again, it's just for if you're on the go, it's a really, really good option. Everyday Fit is, you can add it to your water. I know there's a lot of people that have a hard time drinking water because they say there's no taste to it, which I guess there's not, right? So if you like that little bit of taste in your water, that's a really good thing to just plop in there. It tastes delicious. It tastes, you guys had like Crystal Light packets and stuff. Kind of reminds me of that. Kind of tastes like that, but it's a heck of a lot cleaner. Pre-workout. If you need that pep in your step, great, go for it. If caffeine makes your heart feel like it's gonna explode while you're working out, maybe not the best option for you. Powdered greens is a really good way to get in some veggies by drinking them. It's a quick way. If you have a hard time getting in enough veggies, you just throw it in your water. Some people put it in smoothies, and it just gets you some of those nutrients that you're missing out on. BCAAs. If you're hitting your protein number, you probably don't necessarily need BCAAs. If you do find find that you have a really hard time in this challenge eating enough protein every single day, then I would consider adding those BCAAs in. But generally, if you're eating enough meats, you are definitely getting in enough branched-chain amino acids. Support and accountability, we're gonna be here for you guys throughout this challenge. You should all have my contact information by this point. Feel free to reach out to me. I will try to respond within 24 hours, if not sooner. So if you have questions, go nuts, feel free to reach out to us. There is a habit tracker that is attached to that website that we sent out to you guys. I really, really encourage you guys to utilize it. I mean, what's tracked is usually what makes you successful, right? Usually if we write things down, we're a lot more likely to stay accountable to ourselves than if we just kind of say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get 8 hours of sleep tonight for sure. If you have to wake up the next morning and write down how many hours of sleep you got, you're probably gonna look a little bit deeper into that. Research does prove that people that track their food, exercise, and healthy behaviors do increase their likelihood of reaching their goals by more than 50%. That's a pretty big deal. There actually has been a lot of studies done on this, so this isn't some crazy statistic we just made up. It is a real thing. So daily habits on the sheet do include drinking half of your body weight in ounces. Did I say that right? Yes. Of water every single day, if not more. We live in Florida. I don't know about you guys. I sweat a lot. It's really hot here. Is anybody here from Florida originally? Okay. So do you guys like die in the heat? Like, okay.
I
No.
work in air conditioning.
Okay, you're used to it. I'm new to Florida. It's very hot here. So try to get more if you can. Get a minimum, that says 6, I'm gonna say 7 hours of sleep every night. Sleep is so important. I would rather you guys sleep 7 to 9 hours a night than exercise or hit your macro numbers every day. It is that important. And then being at least 90% compliant with your macros, and I'm gonna also add in getting into boot camp at minimum 3 times a week. Really towards the end, I would love to see you guys try to get 4 or 5 workouts in every single week. So your habit tracker also includes a place for you to record weekly habits. So that's that working out at least 3 times a week. So there's a daily habit section and a weekly habit section. Planning your meals in advance, meal prepping, and then of course, preparing and actually eating the meals. Establishing a why. Everybody in this room has a reason for being here, right? It's all gonna be different. We're not gonna make you guys say that out loud, but in your head, think about why you're here right now. Remember that. This is not gonna be sunshines and rainbows the whole time. It's not gonna be easy the whole time. There's gonna be times where you don't wanna do it anymore. Don't quit. Remember your why. It's 10 weeks. You guys can last for 10 weeks. Track your food. It definitely affects you. You should notice that you should start feeling better really, really quickly. If you're eating only foods off of that food list, you're gonna feel so much better within a week, if even that. Your results do directly come from how consistent you are. Consistency always wins. Die-hard diets do not win. So those ads you see on the internet, lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. If it does, it's gonna come back, if not twofold. So we wanna be consistent with this stuff. If you are a current boot camp member, you do not have to stay for this. We're just gonna go over quickly some of our boot camp rules and class procedures. Clean, dry shoes. Nobody wants to do push-ups and burpees in a pile of dirt that you drug in. You don't wanna do that, so be courteous to other members and please make sure you come in with some clean, dry shoes. Be on time. You are more than 2 minutes late, you may not jump into the class. So please be on time. The classes are only 30 minutes, so it becomes very unsafe if you are late because you do miss the warm-up. Please pay attention. Again, it's only 30 minutes. We move very fast through class, so please just be engaged, pay attention. That way you kind of know what you're doing and where you're going throughout the class. I can talk very loud. So if you guys are talking, I will just start talking louder. We keep moving through the class. Please check in. So you should all by this point have a link to Club Ready. If you don't, we will get that to you. Please reserve your class before you come in. You can do it on our website or we have an app, super easy to do. We do cap our classes at 20 people. So I want you to make sure, if you get here, you want to make sure you have a spot in the class. We also will send you a PIN number or give you a PIN number at some point. Please punch it into the tablet up front or the tablet in the back. That just kind of checks you in, let us know that you were here, and that way you don't start getting nasty automated emails like, hey, where the heck you been? Drink water while you're here. That kind of goes without saying, I hope. And then you'll get more of your ounces in for the day. So make sure you have water on hand because we will work really hard. As for help, so we are not mind readers. If you don't understand something, tell us. We don't mind helping you. And then again, if you have an injury of some sort, let us know. We're probably not going to remember every boot camp. We will probably after time remember, but the first few you might have to kind of remind us like, hey, I got a little knee issue. What can I do besides this lunge that really bothers it? So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't leave. Every time you come in, your knees hurt. You got to let us know. That way we can help you to be successful. Kids, we love them as long as they stay over there. So you're more than welcome to bring your kids in if they are able to sit up front in our little seating area, or they can sit along back on the benches here. They just have to stay off of the grade floor. Be positive. We want this to be a happy place. We want this to be the best 30 minutes of your day. So please come in with a good attitude, and we will try to do the same. Most important part of the challenge is what happens after the challenge. You will certainly make some great progress towards your goals. You may not reach your entire goal in 10 weeks. 10 weeks is not a lot of time. So this is a lifestyle change. This is not a quick fix. That is not what we do here. So if you are looking for a quick fix, this might not be the challenge for you. We want this to be kind of a mental reset, like I'm making healthy habits to last me through the rest of my life. We're not just trying to change your body composition, we're also trying to push off the nursing home, right? We want you guys to be 90 years old and kicking some ass. Every choice does have an end result, so being successful is your choice. We can't make you guys do it. You have to make the choice to do it for yourself. That is all I have for you guys. Do we have any questions?
So I get to travel way too much from the hotel. Will you send workouts or something to allow them?
Yeah, for sure. It's just kind of one of those things again, you gotta send me an email to be like, hey, I'm out of town this week, what can I do in my hotel room? And then I'll just answer that email as travel workouts. There is travel workouts on our website too. Yeah. Anybody else?
Are there any like first, second, third prizes?
There are prizes. There are prizes. Are we announcing
The first prize is
prizes?
300.
Okay.
300
I
cash.
don't know the prizes. That's the man. What's the prizes, Mike?
What are the prizes?
The first prize is 300, and it might go up to 500 depending on how many challenges we get at the end.
Ooh, that sounds
300
like a
cash.
nice little like.
It's going to be cash.
Weekend away, spa day.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with $300. New wardrobe for all the awesome progress you guys make. Any other questions?
Can you, I've not been here before, so can you just give us like a little synopsis of how the 30-minute runs?
It's different every day.
Okay, so like how many minutes or how many seconds are we at a station? I don't know.
It's different every day.
Okay.
The movements are different every day. The time domain is different every day. The warm-up is different every day. That's why come in, pay attention. I can promise if you pay attention, you will never be lost. I promise.
She
that.
does. She explains everything.
I explain everything.
She shows it.
And as you guys can probably tell already, I talk a lot. So I am on the microphone talking you through the entire thing, but it is different every day. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Are these good workouts?
I would classify them as yes, especially in our 30 minutes. We do have a few hour-long classes where we do a little bit more strength training.
Okay.
But start with the 30-minute kind of hit classes and then build from there. Yeah. Anybody else? Sweet. All right, guys, that's all I got. Oh, yes. Yeah, so the schedule is on our website, but I'll just kind of go over quickly. We have 5:30 a.m., 6:15, 8:20, and a 9 a.m. And then in the evening, we have a 5, 5:45, and a 6:30 p.m. Make sure you sign up because that is slightly different on just a couple days a week in the evening due to our hour-long class.
With hour-long classes on Monday and Thursdays, I
Monday
believe.
and Thursday night, so that schedule will just be tweaked a little bit. So if you sign up, you guys will definitely know what your conference
Saturday,
is.
Sundays?
We do have Saturday classes. We have an 8:30 and a 9:10, and then we are closed on Sundays. You know. Anyone else? Sweet. Who's coming for their first boot camp workout tomorrow? We have one. Okay, who's coming? What day are we on? Monday.
coming Monday.
Miss a Monday. That is like the golden rule. Never miss a Monday.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for your time this evening.
Yes.